Good day. Welcome to Flor's Garden. Well, Flor's Garden is a butterfly and bird sanctuary. We don't use any chemical fertilizers. In fact, we do our own fertilizers. Well, actually, my mother and father gave this property to me, but it was my husband that started it, early 80s. Okay. But the Flor's Garden itself, okay, as a concept, was really started about 2 years ago when I became interested in natural gardening. The use of waste materials from the garden that we can use as fertilizers, because it turned out that they are what are important to the soil, because the secret is in the soil. In fact, we have a book for ages 9 and up, Basic Gardening 101. The secret is in the soil. But what also started me was a visit by the Makati Garden Club to Batangas, where Sister Isyang lectured on waste products being used as fertilizers. And being matipid, that really caught my attention. For one, I started using bones. Do you know that calcium is found in bones? And plants need calcium to flower. So that really caught my attention, because we go to Tagaytay quite often. And as you know, in Tagaytay, there is a market, no, for meat. So I was able to get bones for free. And I made that into our concoction, the flowering concoction. And I am amazed that it really is very, very effective. So that started me in the, making Flor's Garden a natural garden, And then I became friends with Andre and Georgie. And by the way, I really looked for them in Davao. So when I went on a trip to Davao, I looked for them and visited their farm. And so the concept that natural farming is only good for small areas, I realized is not true. Because there's Helen Farms, no? They have thousands of pigs, no smell, and it works, you know. Flor's Garden, actually, because as you see, I have a new apos, no? CJ is going to be 2. I want the kids to have an alternative to the malls and the computer. So I want a teaching garden, an educational destination, which will be an alternative. And I find that also because of as we were just discussing earlier, you know, global warming is a reality, climate change. I feel so hot, you know. Now it's still raining and it's already December. The weather has changed. And I feel that the young and all of us should do something about, you know, this climate change, no? And everyone should be able to do something about the environment. God gave us this nature to protect, and I would like my garden, you know, to be an effective tool to teaching everyone, including the young, you know, on how to take care of the environment. Well, as you know, this is a butterfly and bird sanctuary, and that's because we don't use any chemicals in the garden. We do our own concoctions, you know, the fish gills, yung mga laman loob, the bones, as I mentioned, even eggshells, okay? But today, what I'd like to share with you is vermiculture. You know, worms, that's the culture of worms. I find them really amazing. They work 24/7, no overtime, no breaks, you know, no holidays, okay? And they even can go down the ground, especially the native ones, you know, I think about 7 meters. So my goal is to have this garden not be fertilized anymore, because the worms will be the natural fertilizers, okay? So let me bring you to my vermiculture area. First, vermi means worm. It's really the culture of worms, okay? And why do we want to culture worms? Because the cast of the worm is so effective. In fact, it is the best fertilizer that I know. You know, when you put some fertilizer, pwede ka pang mag-over. Sa vermicast, hindi. It's really excellent, you know? And when you touch the vermicast, even if it is dry on top, you go down deeper, it's moist, you know, and it's cool. So during summer, it's water efficient because you don't need to water as much, you know, unlike if there's no vermi cast. Well, it makes your plants healthy. You don't have to water nga as much, and it's really very effective, okay? And walang sobra. Actually, it's very easy, okay? And you don't even have to have a big space. You can even do it in a pot, okay? So long as there is a hole so that the water will not be waterlogged. But let's say you have a bigger space. The first is to look for a site, okay? What does it like? It doesn't like the sun, okay? So you need to put a roof. But some actually don't put a roof anymore, no? You can just have an area and then just cover it with plastic. But for me, I have a roof because I have a bigger area here. The next thing after you've seen wherever you like to put it, actually is you have to gather materials because you have to have the food. Okay, what is the food? The food is anything that is biodegradable. But to be a bit scientific about it, although I'm not really a scientist, no, you need to have carbon and nitrogen. 50-50 is okay, although some would say that for growth, you would need more nitrogen. And then if you want it to be more prolific, you need more carbon, okay? But let's say 50-50, what are these? You know, it's really all your waste, okay? What are these waste? You know, your ground coffee, your eggshells, peelings of fruits and vegetables, anything that, you know, that would be, what do you nabubulok, okay? Grass, leaves, your cocoa dust, ipa. So, you know, you just put them all together. Even newspaper, by the way. So you can all compost that. You put manure so that it will be fast, or you can also substitute cacahuate. You know, I find cacahuate really a sort of a miracle plant. When you place the cacahuate leaves in water and you let it soak overnight, the next day it smells so bad, it's even an insecticide to your seedlings, you know. So you have to put that together, you have to compost it, and that is what you call the bedding substrate food of the worms. Now, if you don't have it, okay, you have to look for it or plant it. Pero yung grass, leaves, it's just every day you just get all of this, including weeds. By the way, I thought weeds are useless. No, they are not useless because they're also important in creating your compost. Okay, so have your compost materials ready. And by the way, I also suggest that for you to plant bananas. Why? Because on top of the, you know, the bedding, you can put the banana trunk. Why is the banana trunk important? Because the worms, they live if they have no food. But the banana trunk is cool and it's also food. It's there's moisture and it's also food. So it will not go away if it's on top. Well, one other consideration is to make sure that you have a water source because the worms don't like it dry. They die if it's dry and they like it a bit moist, okay? The other consideration, of course, is you have to have the materials ready. And once you have the materials, which is the food, then you can start to prepare the bed.